There is no such thing as a unconditional friendship. I don't believe it. If you think your friendship is unconditional, challenge it. I dare you. There's nothing wrong about this comment. So one more time for the clip, Mr. Sun says, if you ever have a friend, it is because you are useful to them. I 100% agree with you. That is absolutely true. I am one of those people, and I am not going to pretend that I am not. You can call it shallow, you can call it superficial, you can call it whatever you want. You will learn better. So as far as I am concerned, right, at least in my experience, all friendships are conditional. You are providing some sort of use or service or help to the person that calls you friend and vice versa. We are supporting each other in some way, shape, or form. If you have absolutely nothing to offer someone, they will not be your friend. That is the fact. That is the truth. Sometimes it's emotional support. Sometimes it's financial support. Sometimes it's just in terms of ideas. It could be anything. Sometimes it could just be your gym buddy. Like, hey, this person does regular workouts and exercise, and they motivate me to also get myself up and do so. There is always something about you that has to benefit the other person. If it doesn't benefit them, they will not be your friend. Now, we don't need to be consciously thinking about, oh, what benefit do I get from all my friends? No, but this is a fact of the matter. If there is something that brings you close to another person that makes you guys friends, when you lose that thing, that sort of benefit that they get or that you get from them, that friendship, that's it. It's done. It's cooked, as the kids say. The reason I am intentional with my friendships, I choose my friends. I don't just naturally let it happen anymore, is because I know that if someone is my friend, we're going to spend a lot of time together, a lot of quality time together. Let's put it that way, okay? If I'm going to be spending a lot of time with someone, I want it to be with someone that helps me become better, that challenges me to be better. Those are the type of people that I want to spend time with. I've already spent most of my youth, right? Let's say that, with people who are useless, who contribute nothing to my life, and they just have a lot of mess going on. And I'm just there trying to mediate and become a problem solver for them. Yeah, no, we don't need to do that. We don't need to do that. It's not useful. So now, when I spend time with people, if I spend extra time with them, is because I find them to be useful. That's the truth. Either because they are disciplined, they are hardworking, they are knowledgeable, they have something about them, about their personality, about their character that motivates me, okay? So, for example, a little while ago, a few years ago, let's say, I've also had an issue with procrastination. Not a big problem, but procrastination is a big problem for many people. I met a guy that the moment he says something, he does it. He just starts working on it. And the moment a request is made, he's like, boom, let's go. Immediately starts doing it. And I said, I need to spend more time with this guy. I don't know how he does it. I don't know what drives him to behave that way, but I need to spend more time with him. Because if he is like that, I will also become like that. Okay, cool. At this point, we probably have known each other for maybe 3 or 4 years, give or take. And I spend time with this guy frequently, at least every week, okay? Since then, I know for a fact I've become just like him in that aspect, where it's like when something comes up and a thought comes up, oh, I need to do exercise. I just do exercise. I need to check out those reports. I just do the reports. His discipline to totally ignore procrastination has actually rubbed off on me. But it only happened because I spent more time with him and I observe his behavior and I see what he does. And it just kind of sticks to me to be the same. So for me, yes, I am intentional with my friendships because I want to take all the good things that I can. That's it. 是不是? But this is a very good comment, right? So he says, if the friendship is maintained by money, it won't last long. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a service. It's called Rent a Friend. It's very popular in Japan. When you don't have friends because you don't have the time or the energy to make new friends, you can just rent one. And they'll hear you complain about things. They'll give you advice. They'll go have lunch with you. Rent a friend. It's a service. It doesn't last long, but it will last as long as you have money. Yes, I totally agree with this notion. Your friendships need to be about a lot more than just money, right? There has to be some inherent benefit for you guys to coexist in each other's worlds. You're your own main character. So, very, very good argument from LWJ. One more time for the clip. LWJ says, sometimes when your values have changed, you may have different friends. You know what comes to my mind when you make this comment, LW, is when people suddenly find religion, they find God, whatever that means. I don't know what that means because there's a lot of different people who find God in different ways, right? They become Christian or Muslim or whatever. That's great for them. Those folks usually lose a lot of friends. That's normal. I've seen it all the time. Usually when a person goes from being like a atheist or a-religious and then they go into a religion, they usually lose a lot of friends because those friends cannot connect with that new version of that person. No judgment. I'm not passing judgment on anyone. If you found God, whatever that means for you, that is amazing because if it gives you confidence, if it gives you motivation, if it gives you a purpose in life, good. That's also another way to develop yourself, to become a better person. Fine. If it works for you, that's amazing. But we also have to come to terms with the fact that your old friends will not necessarily follow you down that path. Most of them won't. Maybe none of them will. And honestly speaking, if it's something that you think is making your life better, I would say keep going at it. That is just a consequence of life. Yes, Terry, absolutely. One more time. So Terry Yang says, what about supporting each other emotionally? Is that a kind of conditional friendship? Yes. 100% yes. If I have a friend that always calls me when they have a problem, when they are upset, they had an argument with their boyfriend, their girlfriend, they have a disagreement with their parents, and then they call me to complain and to vent and to do this, and I listen to them. And I'm just like, oh, yeah, that's so unfair. Yeah, you're right. You don't need to deal with that, blah, blah, blah. And I'm supporting them, right? I'm giving them emotional support. I'm being a good friend, so on and so forth. Yes, this is a conditional friendship. 100% it is a conditional friendship. Because the moment that I stop listening to them, if I tell them, okay, hey, listen, Lisa, I really don't want to hear you complaining about your boyfriend again. I don't want to hear you complaining about your parents. If you want to hang out and talk about something else, that's cool. But I don't want to, no. The moment I do that, Lisa stops being my friend. That's the truth. Whether it's intentional or subconscious, she just stops reaching out to me. She stops trying to talk to me. She will find somebody else who's going to listen to her rant. So yes, it is a conditional relationship. And I know this firsthand experience. We know this. You know this too. Firsthand experience. When you feel overwhelmed with someone else complaining about their life, and then you tell them, hey, I really don't want to hear that anymore, they stop talking to you.